Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Spice and Easy Kitchen. I hope you are all doing well, and today we are preparing a recipe with eggplant. The method is very simple, so follow along with me from start to finish. Here I have two eggplants that I washed and you can still see the water on them. It is very important to wash them well. Cut them into slices like this. Now I will cut them this way to get small cubes, like this shape. The pieces should be very small and I will continue until everything is done. After cutting them, I add 1 small spoon of salt. I mix well and leave them for 20 minutes to release the excess water. Eggplant contains a lot of water. This recipe should not contain excess water. After 20 minutes, you can see the water released. All this excess liquid must be removed. Now I rinse the eggplant from the salt and place it in a strainer. I let it drain slightly and continue the preparation. I place the eggplant pieces in a clean towel and dry them very well. Drying them well is very important. In a pan I saute half an onion that is finely sliced. I add 2 cloves of garlic that are finely chopped. I sap the onion with the garlic. Once the onion is sautéed, I add the eggplant. I add the eggplant to the pan. I start stirring gently so it mixes with the onion. I cover it and let it cook for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. I remove the lid, give it a light stir, and continue. I add black pepper and less than half a teaspoon of salt. Salt is always adjusted according to taste. I add 1 small spoon of paprika. I mix the spices well with the eggplant. I leave it for 1 or 2 minutes uncovered, then turn off the heat. Now we continue with the rest of the preparation. After 2 minutes, the flavors are well absorbed. I turn off the heat and let it cool completely. The eggplant must be cold and not hot. In a bowl, I add 3 eggs. I mix the eggs well. I'd add 150 grams of plain yogurt without sugar. I only add half of the yogurt. I scrape the sides and keep only the half added. And mix until the eggs and yogurt are well combined. I add salt, black pepper, basil, and garlic powder. The salt is adjusted according to taste. I mix the herbs and spices well. I add 50 milliliters of oil. I mix everything well. I add 200 grams of flour. I add 1 small spoon of baking powder. I mix until the batter is smooth. All the ingredients are well combined. I'd add grated red cheese as desired. I mix and add chopped parsley. I add 1 to 2 tablespoons or more if desired. I add mozzarella cheese, about 100 grams. I do not add all of the mozzarella. Now I add the cooled eggplant. Never add the eggplant while it is hot. It must be completely cold before mixing. I gently mix everything together. I keep a small amount aside to place on top later. I mix gently. I prepare a long baking mold. I grease it well with oil on all sides. I add breadcrumbs to coat the mold. Breadcrumbs are simply dried bread that is ground. I coat the mold completely. I pour in the eggplant mixture. I add all of the mixture. I place the remaining eggplant on top. I keep 1 or 2 spoonfuls for the top. I spread it evenly. I sprinkle cheese on top. This is a savory cake. I bake it at 180 degrees for 45 minutes. It is baked exactly like a regular cake. This is the final result of the savory cake. It turns out delicious and very soft. I cut it like this. It can be eaten warm or cold. Look at this texture. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe, so do not forget to like and subscribe. Activate the bell to receive all new recipes.